go up to Greg Gentry to keep us flowing.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's action is proudly sponsored by Combat Sports International. Our next fight starting out of the blue corner, Jesse Zeugin.
Jesse Zeugin, the XFC lightweight champion, has never been to a decision in mixed martial arts, has submitted 5 of 9 opponents to date by choke. Comes off back-to-back wins over Wes Martin and Keith Collins. They lost to the nose, Joe Wilk, and before that, another 2 wins on the trot against Derek Ripley and Chris McDaniel. In both of his professional losses, interestingly, Zeugin has been submitted by chokes. He wrestled for the University of Central Missouri outside of Kansas City. Actually works as a teacher. He coaches wrestling at a high school near Springfield, Missouri. And he's joining our honoured club guy and getting married at the end of March. Here's Jesse Zeugin. A very talented fighter, but he's going to have his work cut out for him going against Joe Ellenberger.
Yeah, I mean, really what he's facing is a guy with a very, very strong training camp. And pedigree of fights.
Jesse Zeugin, have the crowd split here tonight as he makes his way into the Titan cage.
And in the red corner, Joe Ellenberger.
And listen to that ovation. Joe Ellenberger, who had a 2-month training camp. He actually started training during Jake's training camp for the fight with Diego. Worked on his striking, his weight, his conditioning, worked a lot on his boxing, and a lot of transitions from the feet to the ground, and keeping on point with his wrestling. Comes off his only ever pro loss against Justin Salas last time out. Before that, a string of victories. Began his career 12-0 actually, before losing to Salas at the Victory Fighting Championships. 12-1 Ellenberger versus 7-2 Zeugin. 3 years the younger is Ellenberger, both 5'8". Slight weight advantage to Zeugin, 2-inch reach advantage to Joe Ellenberger. Our experts fight cage, here's how they stack up. Striking even, ground game Ellenberger, speed Ellenberger, strength even, endurance even. On paper, should be a solid matchup. Ellenberger, the fraternal twin brother of UFC welterweight Jake Ellenberger. Wrestled at the University of Nebraska in Kearney. Suffers from a bone marrow disease called paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria, or PNH, where the red blood cell count is lower than most people's. The red blood cells, of course, what carries oxygen to the muscles. He has to do IV at a cancer clinic every 14 days to treat his disease, does Joe Ellenberger. The game plan here for Joe, throw a lot of strikes. Pressure Zeugin to make a bad decision and then finish it. For Zeugin, the game plan, he says, is simple. Simply get in Joe's face for 15 minutes straight. Hurt him on his feet. Let's go up to Greg Gentry.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first in the blue corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. He is a freestyle fighter and a wrestler with a professional mixed martial arts record of 7 wins with 2 losses. Fighting out of Springfield, Missouri, Jesse Zeugin. And his opponent standing in the red corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. He is a wrestler with a professional mixed martial arts record of 12 wins with 1 loss. Fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, Joe Excalibur Ellenberger. David Clifton is your referee for tonight's action. Fighters to the center of the cage.
All right, guys, you got your instructions in the back. I expect a good, clean, hard fight. Any questions red? Any questions blue? Hook them up. Let's roll.
I had a math teacher in year 11 who looked like referee David Clifton. That's not a sight I want to relive. Meanwhile, the kids at Logan and Rogersville High School will be watching on HDNet and cheering for their teacher,
ready,
Jesse Zeugin, who teaches 9th to 12th grade. He's also the head wrestling coach there. Michael Chevello, Guy Mezger with you. Zeugin in the white trunks. Right hand down the tube early on from Jesse Zeugin.
Well, you know, both these guys' game plan is about the same. Put pressure and rough them up. And, you know, it sounds good, but they really got to do it. The thing is that, again, both guys aren't putting pressure on. Jesse really needs to put the pressure on it because, you know, Ellenberger, because of his diseases, he does not have the same condition. It's, you know, it sounds mean, but he's got to take advantage of what he's got. He's got to put the pressure on it.
Ellenberger, when we measured his reach yesterday, one arm was extensively longer than the other.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it was, if it was the left arm or the right arm. It was the right arm. I'm just getting confirmation here from Hanslater. The right arm, much, much longer than the left arm.
Yeah, like an inch.
Yeah. Oh, counter left there from Ellenberger. Both men throwing strikes early, no attempt to take it to ground yet. There's Jake in the corner. Yeah. Barking instructions to his twin brother.
Well, they're both swinging for the fences here.
Resets himself to Jesse Zeugin. Just gauging his reach with that rear hand, usually done off the lead hand. Ducks underneath the left hook, now they clinch up. Takedown, Ellenberger gets it right in front of the commentary position.
Excellent inside trip. Beautiful.
Now this is where Joe Ellenberger wants to be. Zeugin will try to get to his feet from here.
Yeah, being the wrestler, this is an uncomfortable position. Wrestlers, I don't care how much jiu-jitsu they do, they're never comfortable in this position.
Make sure that stays on that ear, Joe.
Wrestlers always train to stay off their backs.
Take that top position.
And then back to the feet. Knee opportunity here, perhaps. There it is for Ellenberger. Looking very relaxed, both men. 1 foot against the cage here. Drops it down now to Jesse Zeugin. Ellenberger, second takedown. And just got a few toes engaged in the cage here that stuffed the takedown a little for power, but nonetheless impressive into side control. Joe Ellenberger.
He actually kind of came down funny on his arm. I wonder if he injured him.
Well,
Ellenberger needs to get a little bit busier. Takes advantage of the guy because
Ellenberger will go for a submission.
He's going for that choke.
Is this it for Jesse Zeugin?
It's hard to tell from my angle.
2 minutes 5 remaining. Still a long time to execute a choke here for Excalibur.
It's kind of hard to tell.
No, he's out of there. Ellenberger looking for the back here. Takes it. Jesse Zeugin locking up that left wrist.
Zeugin needs to work his way back to a standing position. He needs to hold on to the wrist and stand up. He's got to hold the wrist there and he needs to start doing his stand up. Wrestling 101.
Ooh, backward elbow there from Zeugin. Big knee. Got airborne with it, did Joe Ellenberger.
Reminiscent of the old Pride techniques.
Ooh, yeah, the good old days. Both men scramble back to their feet. Ellenberger will sit behind the jab. No, throws a high right round kick. Zeugin's going to keep his hands up here. Chin tucked a little more.
What the fastest kick I've ever seen thrown?
On it. Circling center of the cage, under a minute remaining here in the first round. Right hand lead. Overhand right from Ellenberger, but Zeugin was well covered up against it. And Zeugin decides to reset. Ellenberger clubs up nice and high. Zeugin having some trouble getting on the inside. The long reach here of Joe Ellenberger. Left hook from Ellenberger was a bit sloppy though.
Kind of slipped over the head. Ellenberger's very relaxed though. Look at him. He's a relaxed guy. You don't see the pressure on him. That's going to be good.
Fake to right, and Zeugin was quick to cover up. Final 10 seconds of the opener.
Well, Zeugin has been spending a little bit more energy here, you know, and Joe's been much more relaxed, which is going to count for the later round.